This is the second version of one of my favorite running shoes from Adidas. And this is the third and the latest version. Now, if the performance of a running shoe is determined by the length of its name, this bad boy is about to be one of the best running shoes ever made. Listen to this. Adidas Adizero Adios Pro 3. Sheesh. Now, I traveled to Cape Town, which is where I bought this shoe, and I took it out to Table Mountain to film the sexy footage you are about to watch right now. So, watch it. Right now. Hello, my name is Aubrey. I'm a very average runner, simply trying to be less average by the day. As at the time of filming this, I had 2,868 subscribers. And I know this always sounds cheesy when I say it, but genuinely, I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you. Also, if you're on Instagram, please look me up. Here is the information. It'll be good to connect with you and talk all things running and running shoes. Let's get started with the three things we always talk about. Both of these shoes are a 9.5 UK. This came in at 249 grams, whereas my version 3 is lighter and it came in at 233 grams. You can pick up the Adidas Adizero Adios Pro 3 for £220 from the Adidas website, but I'm sure you'll be able to find discounts. The next thing is stack height, drop, and all that kind of stuff. Adidas has been very kind enough to actually label the stack. It's 39 mil at the back, 32.5 at the front, being a 6.5 mil drop. I like that because I've actually injected in a bit more stack in this shoe. We're going to talk about the midsole later on, but that has led to this feeling sublime in terms of the cushioning. Now, the best way I can give you value right away, just in case you don't make it to the end, and I kindly ask that you do, because I'm going to talk about a few more things at the end, but let me point out some things which I genuinely do not like about this shoe that I think could have been done better. The first thing is the lacing system. It feels like you need a PhD or a master's degree to be able to do these laces. I just don't get it. It's highly complex and it takes a while to actually get this shoe to fit how Adidas intended for it to do. Now, I ask you to join me on my Instagram because I talk quite a bit there about the shoes, and I complained on my first run I was getting quite a lot of heel slip. And somebody suggested you have to lace them up a certain way, use a runner's knot, and really adjust the laces. For me, I don't think running shoes need to be that complicated. But the eyelets at the very bottom here on the lacing system that you can see there, as well as how the laces actually fit, it just takes so long to actually get them to tie down and how you want them. Because I think you can either overdo them and it really tightens up uncomfortably, or underdo them that the run doesn't feel the way Adidas intended. So for me, for version 4, guys, if you're listening, simplify this. The second thing I think they should have done is made this tongue fully gusseted. For those not too familiar, the tongue of the shoe can either be attached to the upper or be loose like that. By attached to the upper, I mean it's actually linked into the inside of the shoe and it gives it a fixed position. That does two things. It gives the runner the same feeling every time because the tongue is fixed in one place. Secondly, as you're out in a run, it doesn't adjust. I've seen pictures where people put up and the tongue is suddenly to the side, and that gets uncomfortable. All right, everybody, so I pride myself on being this average runner, and therefore I like to speak normal English when it comes to reviewing running shoes. That's what I'm gonna do right now. We're gonna start from the top and work our way down. The first thing is the heel. For me, this bit here, that bit there. For me, I actually like that. Some people think it doesn't look as cool, but it actually serves as a heel tab. You can hold the shoe like that and actually put it on, and you get to fold it away. I actually like that. I really do. It's cool. Another thing, if you look in the inside of the heel there, it's got this padding, but it has a gap in there that allows your Achilles to kind of just fit in there and sit there very comfortably. Unfortunately though, I had heel slip issues in my version 3, and I found out why. If you look at these two shoes side by side, this is the version 2, that is the version 3. On the version 3, the heel cup right at the bottom, you can see that it's got a wider profile. Whilst it still has the same padding I showed you here, and it has that crevice space in there, as does the 2, it does have a very wide profile or fit in that cup. And I think that is what makes for a looser fit, unless you really tie down on the laces at the top to give you that feeling. Okay, so the next thing is the tongue. It's a very thin, it looks to be very engineered tongue. It's not gusseted like I talked about. I do like though, in place of that gusseting, what they've tried to do, because the laces feed through 2 spaces. So you've got this space and that space. The laces go through both, as well as what you're seeing here, the Adizero branding on the tongue. The laces actually go through that as well. That's gonna at least hold the tongue in one place. Not the same way as being gusseted would, but I think that's a nice touch. Both practically as well as aesthetically, that looks amazing. And then staying in the tongue, I like these perforations that they've introduced in version 3. That is the tongue of version 2. You can see it's solid all the way through. Whereas in the version 3, there are perforations that run all the way through the tongue. And that gives that tongue a bit more breathability, which I think every runner needs. I love how it looks. I love how it feels. It's an engineered mesh that you can literally see through. Now look at this shot right here. You can literally see the sunset in Cape Town peering through the engineered mesh of this bad boy. It's very breathable. Look, and I have to say, sticking with the upper, Adidas has done an amazing job with the colorways. Not only sticking with a few colors on launch, they've progressively refined the colors, and I went for the craziest I could find. Look at that. Look at that. That looks edible. Look at that. Wait, no, let's take it to this camera. Hold on. Oh my gosh. Look at that. All right, okay. Let's get serious again. Let's talk about the midsole. This is always the star of the show in a running shoe, and they've got what they call Light Strike Pro. You don't need to know what that means. All you need to know is this. It's got 2 layers of this foam. Now, this foam is sublime. It's much better in the version 3 than it is in the version 2. And the minimal drop ensures that you're getting closer to the same feeling at the front than you do at the back. I absolutely love this. It's called Light Strike Pro. I don't care what they call it. All you need to know is it's gonna feel good as you're running in it. It feels amazing, and the cushioning is unparalleled. Adidas doesn't use a carbon plate in this one. They use carbon infused rods, and you can literally see that. If I show you on the underneath, you see these 3 prongs that you're seeing here. I like that because it's 3 of them in line with the 3 stripes of Adidas, but they're actually 3 prongs that go the full length of the shoe, and they're carbon infused plates that give you that spring as you're running. It's an amazing touch, and you know what? For some reason, I don't know what the technical changes are from version 2 to 3, but they feel amazing. Okay, lastly, the outsole. It took me by surprise. I mean, if you look at that, look at it. It doesn't look like it will stand the test of time and be resilient. It almost looks like I'm gonna be dancing on ice. But look at that. That is Continental. These bad boys make car tires. Now, I don't know how heavy you are as a runner. You're not as heavy as a car. Now, car tires are resilient. That's who Adidas has then partnered up to do this. Adidas has not left any stone unturned. There is full coverage of the outsole with this Continental rubber, and they've done an amazing job. On my run, I didn't feel any slip. I didn't feel anything. It was gripping all sorts of terrain, but even better, it helps me hold onto the shoe for as long as I can. And that is all I ask for when shoe companies design outsoles. Well done for that. It's a nice touch. So look, if you made it to the end, I'm mindful this was a very long review, but this shoe deserves it. If you made it to the end, I want to say a very big thank you. And if you found that either informative, educational, or entertaining at least, please do consider subscribing. It would be a joy to have you on the channel. I sincerely appreciate you watching this. I'll see you on my next one.